Yes, man, that's why I'm playing. I always playing. Oh God, I'm playing for Team Grenada. Yes, man, I always playing. I keep on playing. I'm always playing for Team Grenada, and that's a fact.
My Lord, my Redeemer, I come to you this day. I lost myself before the Lord. On my knees I drop and pray. Lord, first of all, I ask your forgiveness for the wrong things that I've done. You are the potter, mold me and make me into a better man. Lord, lost the mark from mine own eyes, so clearly I can see. Not my brother's fault, but mine, oh Lord, the sin that lies within me. Many a times we judge another, but we fail to look at ourselves. While our inside remains so dirty, Lord, but we want to judge someone else. Before I wipe my brother's eye, for my own self will I pray, and tell him his sin is on mountain high. For my own self will I pray. Before you right your neighbor's wrong, for your own self you must pray. There ought to be some self-correction. For your own self you must pray. Lord, on my knees I can see so much wrong and iniquity, but redemption starts with me, oh Lord. For my own self will I pray. You're my comforter, your word has commanded me to pray for those that is on high, all those in authority. Lord, government I now bring before you, for they are the people's choice. But if they turn their backs on the people, 15 could turn into 5. For there are servants of the people, Lord, not servants to themselves. Serve not only your supporters, but every hungry mouth must be fed. Your position I bring likewise, even though they don't have a seat. But for the future sake of the party, Lord, the heart they bound to cleaning. I hope the PM will listen my song. For the government I now pray, do what's right, never what is wrong. For the government I now pray, this time NDC is the light. For the opposition I pray, realize Nazim Buck is applied. For the opposition I pray, let there be signs of unity, for a party can come before country, government and opposition, Lord. For both of them we now pray. My Lord, thou hast made me strong, and I can speak boldly about a growing phenomenon that's affecting my small country. Lord, there's a rise of gays and lesbians right across our state, and I'm sure in the near future for their rights they will demonstrate. They have crawled out from the closet, Lord, no more will they ever hide. That life of homosexuality is spreading far and wide, and who we against such an act, oh Lord? Human rights stands in our way, and with protection from donor countries, all we can do is pray. Lord, I pray you save this nation, for my country now will I pray. From the LGBT revolution, my country now will I pray. Donor countries will tie governments, and my country now will I pray. Gays and lesbians will get protection. For my country now will I pray. Lord, I know you're more than able. For good will overcome evil. But before they spoil this little country, Lord, for my country will I pray.
And a good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. And of course, we like to say a special good night to our various listeners via the various mediums. Those of you who are listening via the Talking Points website, talkingpointsgnd.com. Those of you who are listening via the YouTube page, those of you who are listening via the Facebook page, we say a very special good night to each and every one of you. Yeah, let me say a special good night, Sherms. Sherms, good night to you, my dear. All right, Esther Peters, Evelyn Narayan. Let me see who else is there on the Facebook. Yeah, there's quite a few of you on the Facebook. Kenrick Gibbs, what's up, bro? Betty James, Leslie James, Nicole Ewing, Dan Romney, Laslyn Douglas, Sunny Isle, good night to you. Peter Stryker Lewis, Ingrid Bourne, Errol Bonaparte, Cleaver Williams, Etta Batiste. Let me say that better. Etta Batiste, Lynn Joseph, Charmaine Ragbasing, Evelyn Narayan, Ingrid Bourne, you get 2 shout out, you know. Yeah, well, especially you'll get 2. Right. Antonito Peters, Cynthia B, good night to you. Meryl George, good night to you. Louisa Williams, Yvonne Courtney, I don't want to see one, I must see the other one soon after. Anna Lewis, Cicely Celestine, good night to you. And Denot Andrew, good night. Hey, Montreal, good night to Montreal. Ruth Chitterman, I'm seeing Joan Henry. And who else is there? Phyllis Ramsey, good night to you. Esther Peters, McLean Mitchell, Nurse Maguire, Wendy and C. Maguire, good night to you. Raw Lewis, good night. James Arnold, Tegua, good night to you. And let me see, Joycelyn Francois, Teresa Buddy Frederick, good night to you. Shuma Fletcher, good night to you. So Nakisha Jones, good night to you. Sherry Lambert, good night. Winnie Simon. All right, yeah. So a special good night to all of you under the Facebook. What I want you all to do right now, all of you that are under the Facebook right now, I would like you all to like and share. Yeah, like it. Click the thumbs up. The thumbs up. Yeah, click that. Right? And then there's a button next to it where you click and you'll see share to feed, share to story. Right, yeah, share to story. If you know how to do the rest of sharing, share it. But share it to feed, share it to story. Right, and you share the thing. Nice. So you share. That's what I want all of you under Facebook to do right now. Click the like button, share. Contact your friends. Put it on your Facebook page. Let them know that Talking Points is on right now, because we have some things to talk about tonight. We have a lot of things to talk about tonight, right? So we ain't sticking, right? And to those of you under the YouTube, let me say a good night to you. Ashma Charles, Carib Spice Fitness, good night to you. Gavin Thomas, Claude Abraham, Vanessa Lalji, Faith Lynn Holly Douglas, good night. And I see Teresa Joseph, Alan Jones, good night to you. Michelle and Zoe, Maria Noel, Jacket Man, good night to you. I hope everything is going okay with you, Jacket Man. I know you have your little issues dealing with, so I hope everything is going okay with you, bro. Jackie Raymond, I see Kathleen Knights, Debbie Seals, Maud Martin, Alban Harris, good night to you, bro. Deborah Laborde, Dominic Leroy, Patsy Frank, Shojan John, Islan Musk, good night to you. Errol Bonaparte, bro, good night to you, bro. Baby daddy, what's up, man? I mean, give boy a call, man. yeah. Herbert Noré, Adrian Watts, good night to you, and a special good night to your wife, Mr. Adrian Watts. Yes, you get a special good night, but your wife get a special good night. Gemma Warwood, Mayana Julian, good night. Jacinta Livingston, Michelle Alexander, Carl Jones, good night, bro. Velma Pascal and Andrew, Shirley and James. Yoland Pariag, good night. Good life, good night to you. Jacinta Mitchell, Public Notice, Matthew Bowen. Minus, where's he? 43 degrees. All right, windy. Okay, 43 degrees. That's Fahrenheit, right. Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, good night. Gloria Francois, Stephanie John, and your home circle, Natalia, your husband, everybody. Anna Lewis, Marianne James, Lona Lolo Williams, Phyllis Mitchell, Denise Sandy, Christine Otley, Arlene Fletcher, Jenny Samuel, Liza Bernard, Miriam Samuel, Agatha Baptiste, Cindy Thomas, Clive Raymond, Hermina Baptiste, Deborah Laborde, Veronica Lewis, Claire Superville, Christy Baptiste, Amanda Jeremiah, April Fletcher, Sherma Jeremiah, you and Zayla, good night. Right. Lona Lolo. Yeah, I think I called you already. Sherma Alexander. Right. I think I called you already. No, I called Sherma Jeremiah. Sherma Alexander. Jocelyn Matheson. Peter Andrews. Kathleen Ledlow. Yeah. Diego Humphrey. Good night. Devin James. Sandra Pascal. Good night to you and Zelia. Ibrahim Jassant. Zelia will cuss me for not getting she name. And I say cuss. She go crawl at me for not getting she name proper. Lorna Johnson. And Jerome Kenneth. Good night to each and every one of you. I hope you all are having a wonderful night tonight. Huh? Those of you joining us via 92.9 Sister Isle FM out there in Carriacou.
Quest for rap.
Those of you joining us via 94.9 out there in Brooklyn.
So right.
Let me say a special good night to you, Mr. Lee Felix out there in Marquee. Yeah, Mr. Lee, I know you're listening, man. Mr. Lee Felix, a special good night to you out there in Marquee.
Trump, a country turn upside down.
Thomas and Mavis Charles, good night.
American.
Roy and Ermelin, good night.
Man.
Neela and Namara, good night to you. Yeah.
In a country where there's no right, no democracy, tell yourself.
So I think I tell everybody good night, right?
Dream today.
Anybody that we have missed, a special good night to you. We've covered everybody now. Nice. Folks, remember to like and share. And remember what I told you. When you like the program, it helps it show up more in YouTube. So those who may not get to see the program now, when they go onto their YouTube and so on, it shows up more for them. So the more you like, we usually sometimes we have 1,000 going people looking and you have 18 likes and 19 likes. No, like the program. If you don't know how to like it, ask one of the children to show you how to like the program, right? So they could come and like it for you. Nice? Right. So like the program. Make sure that you like and on Facebook that you share the program as much as possible. All right? Nice. Beautiful.
And despite the tears that they have ignored, American values must be restored. Now despite the lives that this journey take, for the tearing some could not make, while those who survive is still a heartbreak. Hold on to your dream.
Let me say a special good night to my St. Lucian listeners. Those of you in Laborie, I'm talking about St. Lucia now. Laborie here too, but Laborie in St. Lucia, good night to you.
To know.
My entire Grosselet squad, good night. Babano people, good night. Those of you down in Ancillary, good night to you. Those of you in particular in the village itself, in Grosselet village, good night to you.
My son.
Yes, Rodney Bay, people in Rodney Bay Heights, something good night to you too.
And I wonder why. But through it all, I am not daunted. Passion within keeps me motivated. Every dog habit.
Lord, you see the Dennery people started. Yes, good night to those of you in Dennery now. Yes, good night to Dennery.
I will load honestly from all the greats that was before me. Despite
I never believe St. Lucians has listened to a Grenadian political program as much as they do. Good night to my Barbadian listeners as well. I see you all there.
The system, at the end of the day, the best man going to win. Once you're involved in politics,
folks, it is our midweek meditations.
Man leaks, so recuse yourself. Conflict of interest. But
and I've got quite a few things to speak about tonight.
Hold on to your dreams.
Some people will say, don't talk about that, you know. I had to talk about some things tonight, you know.
Hold on to your dreams. The scene is true, yes, we on that.
I'm fine, I've seen the numbers yet for what I want to talk about. And yeah, all you have to share the thing. Yeah, share the thing. Right? Nice.
Man, hold on to your dreams. So despite the way how I man does feel, when my dreams some does try to kill, though at times my pen lacks the wheel. Hold on to your dreams.
Yes, indeed, folks. And folks, it has become extremely topical, the issue of the removal of those individuals who are occupying different spaces around the country. So one of the issues that we've been hearing about is the removal of the individuals who are on the port highway. We've been hearing a bit about that, and we've been hearing various people have been giving their views in relation to it. I know tonight, while I was listening the news, I heard the Honorable Peter David, the MP for the town of St. George, speaking to that issue, speaking to the issue of what is taking place when it comes to the people who are there. Because the thing is, the people are simply saying, okay, and I listened to the report from GBN News last night. In fact, compliments GBN News. For those of you that may not have seen the report in relation to what the Physical Development Authority, the PDA, what they're doing, let me just pull this up for you so you can at least see what came across GBN last night. So let me play that first because it's going to contextualize part of our conversation tonight. So let me just play that for you. Wonderful report again by Chrislina John. So let's go to that.
Or be removed. Vendors located along the Ports Highway have been issued eviction notices from the Planning and Development Unit on Monday, allowing them 28 days to have their structures taken down from the property it now occupies. However, this is not sitting well with some of these vendors who have been occupying these spaces for more than 20 years.
I'm 64 years old. This was my retirement. A lot of my money went into this place, even though it doesn't look like much, but I invested a lot of money into the stock, the supplies, the drinks, you know. I spent a lot of money here. So what do? Just knock everything down and walk away? Wood structure, listen, I don't mind moving. I don't mind staying and paying rent. I don't mind anything. But just to say get out and you have 28 days, at least when you're in an apartment, they give you 90 days. You know, and the landlord got to find you a place to stay. But in my case, it's like get out and you're on your own.
It's unfair. I find it's unfair. And if I'm saying equal rights and justice, you have to have equal rights and justice. You feel me? Because come on, when you come and take on somebody boot, what is surviving for all these years, what you lead them to do? You feel me? What you lead them to do?
6 months ago, vendors say a meeting was held informing them of plans to construct a food court where they be relocated to. They are now questioning what happened to that plan, accusing government of being unfair to them.
I find it's very sad that they want to send out this letter stating that we had to relocate from here and that short period they film. And in the meeting stating that I went in the meeting on 2 occasions. And in the meeting, they were stating that they want to get a place first for the vendors, and then they could relocate the vendors. Yeah, but nothing for me, I realize has done. And the letter they give us stating that in 24 days or whatever, you have to relocate. It's not something you can just pick up on the ground and move with. You feel me? And that is something people doing as a livelihood. You feel me? It's injustice. Therefore, the politician them lying. You feel me? Because if you're promising one and then you're doing the next, come on. You feel me? Yeah.
What I don't understand is, I don't think they're being very honest with us, or with having a meeting. It's like they had a plan and then they scratched that plan up and then they started with something else, but they didn't tell us. In this letter, it says that we have 28 days to vacate from the date that we received the letter. 28 days is a very short amount of time to vacate your business. And then where am I going? And so now I'm unemployed.
Presenting a form of documentation to a news team, this business owner said he has been operating a licensed business and does not intend to take this lightly, as he has invested quite a sum in his 24 years of operation. The vendors are agreeing to pay a rental fee to continue their only viable means of survival.
I'm willing to pay at least if the people want to charge, you understand, the vendors, I'm willing to pay that. You feel me? Because I happen to get current and water from government. So it's not that I just come here and squat just like that, you feel me? Because once you get current and water on a piece of property, I mean you get permission from the MP or whoever, you feel me?
Wood structure, listen, I don't mind moving. I don't mind staying and paying rent. I don't mind anything. But just to say get out and you have 28 days, at least when you're in an apartment, they give you 90 days. You know, and the landlord got to find you a place to stay. But in my case, it's like get out and you're on your own.
Back in June 2023, the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation welcomed public and private sector representatives to view and discuss proposed plans for the development of Lagoon Road and Port Highway. A presentation was delivered by Torian Primus and Tori Caliste, second-year students of the T.A. Marshall Community College, who were concluding their 6-week internship at the ministry. Their assignment was to propose designs of Port Highway and Lagoon Road to be implemented under the Visible Transformation Project, given regard to the social and environmental impacts of the planned developments. Present at the engagement were ministers of government, business owners of Port Highway and Lagoon Road, including vendors, George F. Huggins, representatives from the Grenada Ports Authority, and officers from various ministries and departments. The Planning and Development Unit began its demolition of illegal structures 2 weeks ago, noting that this initiative aims to create a safer and healthier environment by removing structures that are erected without permits, those in a state of disrepair, occupying Crown lands without proper authorization, and those obstructing public roads. From outside the Port Highway, where the GBN News team have been speaking with vendors whose livelihoods are about to be disrupted, they are hoping that something can be done to salvage this. I am Chrislina John for GBN News.
Yes, indeed, folks. So that is a report from GBN in relation to the issue at hand, the issue of the people being removed. And first of all, let's just make certain things clear here. One, no one, and I believe none of us, would say that what exists there is aesthetically pleasing. No one will say that what you're seeing there is something that you ought to keep and something that you ought to maintain, and that Grenadians shall feel proud to see the state of there, because there are some that basically were put together during at the very end, that you could tell were put together during the carnival season and just never took them down. Yeah? But you also have to recognize that this is the means of income of the people who are there. They have children, they have families. Yeah? This is how they take care of their families. This is how they pay their utilities. This may be how they pay their rent. They may be indebted to the bank or the credit union or some other agency, and this is how they make their payments on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. This is how they do it. So when you come to these individuals and you simply say to them, 28 days from now, shut down, move out. If you are here in 28 days, whatever we find, we just break in it and move it, cart it off. Yeah? Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to take all this stuff and they're going to cart it off. They're going to go with it. They're not just going to break it and leave it there. They're going to place them on trucks and they're going to go and drop them somewhere. So they give you 28 days and they say break it down. Yeah? What should be taking place is that at least an alternative location for these people, yeah, for these people should be at least found. You should at least, if you care about people, you'd understand that you're dealing with human beings, isn't it? You'd understand that each person that is there, that they have a family that probably is depending on them. There may be an elderly person at home in their 80s or 90s or even cross 100 that's depending on them. There may be little ones, 3, 4, 5 years old that are depending on them. There may be differently abled people who are housebound that are depending on them. And that it's not just a matter of greedy, so I have another place and I have a place there as well, but that this is how these individuals, as bad as it looks and as unsanitary as people claim it is, these places we know that they will have to be moved. It is not what you do, it is how you do it. Yeah? So you come to these people after you spoke to them before, after this government spoke to them before on at least 2 occasions and told them that, hey, you all need, you're going to find new places for you all because you all need to continue being employed, innit? So we're going to find new places for you to be able to relocate to. And then we're going to develop that area so that you all would be able to return. So we'll develop it into a food court, maybe go back a few feet so there's not the problem with the traffic that's constant there. Because as I said, something definitely has to be done, right? But it is not what you do, but how you do it as well. So you're going to just break down the place and tell the people and then make it how they could, because we know that's what's been happening. Whether it's the vendors on the sidewalk in town, because it's always the poor people they go after. So whether it's the vendors on the sidewalk in town, you just tell them, well, you can't vend on the sidewalk and so get out of town. Instead of saying, well, the National Stadium is there and you have the place. During certain activities, you will not be able to vend. So for instance, you have Carriacou games coming up. So within the time frame that Carriacou games is taking place, not just the days, but a few days before and possibly a day or two after, you will not be able to vend in that facility. But so people know up front that in a week or two, I won't be able to vend there. But instead of that, you just told the people in town who are vending on the side of the street, get out of town. How you make it that your business? You're going in the month of March right now. By the time June, you have children that may be graduating that you can't pay the fees for the graduation or the gown and those kind of things. Yeah? And then the new school term is about to start and you get bookless and so you may not be able to buy the books and different things like that. So they don't care. All we know is you clean in town. Get out of town. Yes, we understand that people are causing a problem in certain parts of the town with the sidewalk vending. Again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So if you say we are relocating, we are putting these people over to the stadium. If you tell the people who are selling there, because what some of them do, some of them actually cook off-site and bring the food there. Yeah, there are others who seem to be doing their local 1 or 2 things there. But some of them cook outside and bring the food there to sell. So if you say to these people, we are going to provide another opportunity at another location for you, it's a totally different thing. Yeah? And folks, the phone lines are open. The phone lines, sorry, I didn't mention, but the phone lines are open. Selwyn Noel, good night to you, Durity. Durity, good night to you. Folks, we have a call online. Good night. Hello?
Excuse me. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Yes, good night, caller. Go right ahead.
Okay, so I have an extended family member there. Well, I call her a family member, let's say an in-law. She's part of the family and it's affecting her, so it will affect us also. Mm-hmm. And listening to the GBN report, I heard the reporter read something from last year. Now, if what is going on there is supposed to be part of the Visible Transformation Project, the person who is responsible for the Visible Transformation Project is supposed to come out and say something, right? Or at least speak to them, because that was the last interaction they had. That entity, that ministry was the last interaction they had. And to me, I'm getting a sense from the report that on the 2 occasions or whatever they met, there was nothing in between, and then they get the letter. Now, the second point is, now if they get a letter from the Planning and Development Authority, you have to ask yourself, is it in silos they work in, or did they consult with the ministry responsible for the Visible Transformation Project? And again, I want people to get me right. Some people might recognize my voice, but I want people to hear me out, because at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with politics. This has everything to do with proper communication lines between various entities in government or various ministries or NGOs or whatever you want to call it. In life, communication is really important. They say one of the good hallmarks of a good relationship is proper communication, and you must have communication between people. Now, if I am going to do something that I know there was a project already in place, then I supposed to say, hey, how far along you guys have gone? Have you guys spoken to them? Because look, we have this demolition drive. Then you have to find out again, number 3, find out if the demolition drive is part of the visible transformation project. Because if this was being done under the visible transformation project at first, as per GBN's report, what she read out from their Facebook page, then the visible transformation project supposed to take precedence, and thereby the minister responsible for that project is supposed to step in and say something. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you. And also, we have to remember here that the Planning Development Authority, the line minister with responsibility for the Planning Development Authority, the group that is going around breaking people's place all over the country, the responsible ministry is the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure. And the Minister of Works and Infrastructure is none other than Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell. Yeah? While the transformational...
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Go right ahead, caller. Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
Yes, good evening. Yeah, you know, I've followed the program several times, but not making any input. Now recognizing, hearing the Prime Minister saying that in terms of crime, society is supposed to start coming crime. But what I'm seeing here now is that from the government, from the head down, is creating crime. Because when you take away opportunities for the poor man to earn a living, right, which he volunteered for himself to earn a living, it means what you're saying, what must he do? Where must he turn to? Okay? So you are creating crime. You are creating poverty. We talk about, oh, you're trying to help them get out of poverty. You're traveling them down into poverty. Okay? And that's what it is. And this is common sense, simple common sense language. What do you expect us to do? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. And you know, the caller is what you would call spot on. If you're looking to reduce crime, you would not be creating unemployment. The caller is spot on. We have another call. Let's take this call and then we'll go. Okay, we lost that call. Yeah, the caller is spot on. If you're trying to reduce crime, if you're trying, I can't say it as good as the caller, but if you're trying to stop crime, if you're trying to reduce crime, then why are you creating unemployment? In fact, you know what they could have done? They could have created 2 streams of employment, a temporary and a permanent set of employment by doing this thing the proper way. 1, if you had to build a new place, you'd create employment by the people who building the new place, right? So those people would be employed right now, earning $1 to feed their family. Even if temporary, for a month, 2 months, 3 months, they would be building out the new place. The people who design it would be building. The place that sell the material, they would have people employed that getting paid. The place that's selling the paint, the electrical items, like if they sold an electrical or wherever, all of those places would be making money and money would be circulating in the economy. But instead of doing that, you just close the place, tell the people 28 days you get out, and you have not offered an alternative to where these people ought to go. The caller is definitely correct. You cannot be on one side saying that you're trying to solve crime and then you're doing things that are causative to crime on the other end. We have a caller online. Go ahead. Caller, you're live.
Hey,
go
good
ahead.
day, Sheldon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm quite fine. You go right ahead.
There are a number of dilapidated buildings right around the Carnage. There's one building next to the post office. I think it used to be the ice factory or whatever it is. And then, you know, they have another one going more deep onto the Carnage. I think near where the fish was tobacco factory or whatever it is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those buildings?
Yeah.
Right. So now these buildings could be. No, you see, what you want to do is an upgrade. So these buildings could if once it belongs to the government, right? Transform those buildings into and have these people inside there. Yeah, you could transform those buildings. Yeah, there's a lot of space there, and people could go and do the honest way of living there. Yeah? Or else, you could have right where Soup Master is. You could do some form of development in that area as well.
My brother,
Yeah,
before you go further, from what I've heard, he has been ordered to move as well. I am not sure, but I've heard that he has received a letter. The same government that just built the place for him, I've heard that he's been ordered to move as well, or will soon receive a letter to move as well. So they ain't gonna put people over there. Hello? Yeah, go ahead, caller. You're shocked. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's some form of distortion. There's some form of distortion on the line. I'm not hearing you when you're speaking.
Yeah, but go ahead. Go ahead, caller. Just go ahead.
Yeah. So some form of development could take in those areas there, or elsewhere, even where currently they are located, right? They could clear out the areas there and use huge 40-feet containers, right? And make good boots out of that. And that could be used there as well. Yeah? But we have to come up with a plan. And I mean, that is Port Highway. But in soon time, we will be moving from Port Highway to assume they should be in entrance to Montu. Now, how you do it? Where you put in these people? That is my next question.
But
Yeah?
you see, that is a question that you have to look at before you go to telling the people you're moving them. But the caller isn't hearing me properly. But
yeah, we must have I think some years ago, I think we had a discussion and we agree on something. It says that you have a problem, but when you have a problem, you bring a solution with a problem. You don't bring a problem. Yeah? You bring the problem, but you bring a solution. So this is the problem, but this is how you solve it. You cannot run the people. So what happened to them? Where would they get money to feed their kids the next day?
Okay.
Yeah? You put them on the road. You put them on the street. Yeah? Who provide them with the light bill and the phone bill and the other things they have to do in life? Yeah? Yeah.
right.
I think people should seriously sit down and think and don't jump to conclusion just like that. I'm a bit seriously disappointed when this kind of thing which is being done. They're rushing into things, and when they reach halfway, they realize that they crash into a problem, and then they're trying to run back and forth to fix it, and you can't get nothing done. Yeah, and you just stand still in between, and that makes you look foolish,
Okay. All right, caller. Thank you. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on to the inside. Remember, you can call us on the WhatsApp. You can also call us on the overseas line 347. Let's take this one. Hello, good evening.
Good night, Sheldon Scott.
Hi, good night, sir.
Good night. Sheldon Scott, that Prime Minister make people gone thief. He break everybody boot down there, you make people gone thief. And he creating crime in Grenada. If okay, let's say I draw a reference. Let's say me, Ababa. And I did hustling. So you want me to come break down my thing to go somewhere else. So you make it you don't work in Grenada. I make an honest dollar for honest day, honest day work for honest day pay. I am going thief. I'm going thief and go in prison and sit down. No. Our Prime Minister is waste of time in Grenada right now. He do it too much. He very do it too much right now. We have to do something. We have to step up on them, man. They do it too much. Poor people live in Grenada. Poor people, everybody make a hustle. These poor people are staying in Grenada. So you tell me, I will go and pick up people and go to jail, sit down. Come on, Prime Minister. If you're listening, Andy Williams, whoever listening, I call on the vendors. Oh gosh, lead them where their pizza. Oh God, let's push back them one. Oh gosh, when NP was there, he had no problem like that. Well, I come in trouble, I give in.
Okay, caller.
Come on, man.
Thank you very much. All right. Thanks.
Okay.
440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside again. No one is saying that the structures there are beautiful and pleasing to look at. No one is saying that there is not a traffic issue in that area. Nobody is saying any of that. What we are saying is that it is not what you do, but how you do it with some emotional intelligence and actually care and concern for fellow Grenadians. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello? Caller, you're live. Go right ahead. You're live. Go right ahead.
Sheldon?
Yes, you're live, caller. Go right ahead.
I'll call you back. I think this phone giving trouble. I'll call you back.
Okay, all right. Yes, indeed. Let's try the other line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, caller. I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, you go right
I'm
ahead.
listening to the program. I trying to put things in perspective in all that was saying, yes. But the first question to ask, why did the vendors choose this particular area? And because they choose this particular area, because of the activities and the foot traffic and the amount of people that need the services right on that location. So because this location need this kind of services, that's why they went there. Taking them out and put them in the wheresoever you want to put them. Would I go to Clear Barrel, go in wheresoever you put them to look for food or look for anything? There is another way they could work it out. Because these people came there because they see the need that people come there to Clear Barrel, truckmen there to clear whatsoever, and they would need the services. So no, we have to work with them. We have to work with them to create the services for the amount of foot traffic and the amount of people that is with there that need this service. Thank you. That's what I have to say.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller. And let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. You go right ahead. We're hearing you clearly.
Sheldon, what is going on is what we call the belly and guts mentality. And Sheldon, the demolishing or the removing of these little shops by the road, the government has not justified it yet. What they're saying is not really a justification. They have not truly justified. They have shown no empathy with the people. They move with this belly and guts mentality. They have this new statutory body that they set up for that purpose, and they try to say they're moving it from central government to the statutory body. But we know that statutory body is also part of the government and is the government thing. And what they're doing to poor people there, and to just ordinary, vulnerable people, it seems like these people tend to, like they just start to insult the Grenadian people and to hurt the Grenadian people, and especially those who is in the small economy. In that small economy, they just intend to destroy it. Because when they destroy all these people who selling the rotis and all this kind of thing, what they expect people to do, go in the big restaurants and buy it now? Something is wrong with the way this government is handling the ordinary people. They're not just disrespecting them, but it seems like they want to keep them poor. They talk about people keeping people poor, but that is an act of keeping people poor, because when you take away their daily income from them and you put them vulnerable outside there, no income, it takes these people again, Sheldon, maybe another 3-4 years to kick. Because when you stall these people like that, it might take them another 3-4 years to kick. So they have to be, I believe, NDC want these people come and beg them. They created a new set of beggars. Because these people seems independent to them, so they're creating a new set of beggars. So these people have to come and beg them for a favor. Oh God, give me a spot, so let me put on my thing now. They are trying to strip the dignity out of these people. And if we Grenadians don't see what these people are doing to us, because when they do it to our brother and sister out there, they are doing it to you. If we don't open our eyes and see what they're doing, the policies that these guys have, this belly and guts policy, we just wouldn't understand that later on, another group of people will be victimized the same way. They are creating a new set of poor people, and new set of unemployment. And as a result, this thing will strongly contribute to serious crime in the country. Serious crime. They have taken away that type of independence where people have over 20 years, 18 years, 15 years. They could feed their family. You are now taking it away because you haven't given the people any other solution than to remove the thing. Or you will remove them. Sheldon, it's a state of madness. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, thank you so very much, caller. Thank you so very much. And you know, we have to remind people, somebody mentioned it a little while ago, but we have to remind people why they think it's okay to go ahead and do these kind of things right now. Let's remind people why it is they think that it's okay to go ahead and do these kind of things right now.
Let me just say something before I end. Some administration, they are afraid to take the tough decisions early. But we are not afraid. That is why our Prime Minister said he's going to transform Marketing Board. I understand the Lagoon Road.
Yeah, we kind of still waiting on the Marketing Board thing, but there's another fish for another fry.
And the Lagoon Road was there to be worked on before, but they had no guts. They had no belly. I heard the Wall Street had to be, idea was being, was there for the Wall Street to be transformed, but they had no guts. They have no belly. Listen, we have belly and we have guts, and we are going to take the tough decision, right? And we are going to do it early. And you know why early? Let me tell you why early, right? Because some people would not buy into it early. But if you give them chance for them to see it and for the thing to materialize, then we will get buy-in.
In other words, if you do it early enough, people are going to forget by the time elections come around. That's what I'm trying to say, If you do it early enough, by the time elections come around, people forget that we break down all them people place and create unemployment in the place. That is what he's saying. Yeah? So that's why they take the tough decisions early. And you know why early? Because then people get the buying into it. Because we have the guts and we have the belly. Yeah? We have the guts and we have the belly. But there's no... folks, in fact, you know what? Hold on the phone calls for a little while. Hold on the phone calls for a little while. Let me give this one a play. Yeah? And let me tell all you where this is from. This is from the 28th of June. This is from a town hall meeting on the 28th of June 2023. I'm going to take the calls in a little while. Let me play this one because I want you all to hear what's being said here. Yeah? Not me saying it. Let's hear what they had to say.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker for the Tongue of St. George. And one of the initiatives that we have embarked on is cleaning up the Port Highway. Right? We have a plan in place, both of us. We sat down and we put together a plan where opposite the pan house, we can construct a building that can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road. Right? And it will be a 2-story building, and we can have people who sell food and so, because right now they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking, right? So, DJ, and also, I don't know if she told her that she is looking to light up the carnage. You told him that too?
Yeah, yeah. All you hear what he said, right? Just in case, before we take some more calls, listen carefully again to what the MIT minister has to say in relation to the issue of the port and those same people that now they just give 28 days and get out. They ain't build no place to put them. And this is on the 28th day of June 2023 at a town hall meeting within the town of St. George that this statement was made. So let me let you all hear once again what was said by Minister MIT in relation to those same people that we're discussing right now. Them same people that we're discussing right now, this is what was said in relation to them, the plans for them. And I hope some of them listening tonight, this is what was said about the plans for you. Yeah? A 2-story building to put you all into so that they could free up there, so that they could create parking. Not beautifying. Parking is beautified there. That is how you're going to beautify there, by creating parking. That is not beautifying there. Yeah? That is not beautifying there. And as someone messaged earlier, even though you have that volume of traffic, how much accidents you have seen in that area? No, seriously, how many accidents do you see in that vicinity? You hear people get bongs on, or you hear vehicle hit vehicle, all kind of thing. How much of that do you see in that area, even with the congestion that takes place there from time to time? Yeah? And I'm not making a case to leave. Again, I want it to be very clear. I'm not making a case to leave the people there. But I'm saying they are human beings. This government has no heart. They don't know that they're dealing with human beings with emotions who have needs. They think it's only them because you increase your salary up to $14,000, from $7,000 up to $14,000. You increase your salary, so you think all well and good in the country because you've been able to do that. But these are people that have bills to pay. And they're telling you they don't mind if they have to rent. They don't mind if they get a next place to move from. They don't mind. They know there is not theirs. Even if they're there 20 years, they know it's not theirs. Some of them, they're willing to move. But they're saying, at least offer us opportunity, offer us alternative. Before I go back into the calls again, let me bring it up again for you, man. Before I go back into the calls, just in case you all didn't hear carefully, good enough, let me just raise the volume a little bit there. Nice. I think that should do the enter. Nice, right. So let me play it again for you all, and then I'll start taking the calls again. So hold on the calls for a few minutes, and let's hear what Minister MIT had to say here again.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker for the tongue of St. George. And one of the initiatives that we have embarked on is cleaning up the port highway. Right? We have a plan in place. Both of us, we sat down and we put together a plan where opposite the pan house, we can construct a building that can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road. Right? And it will be a 2-story building, and we can have people who sell food and so, because right now they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous. Right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking. Right? So, DJ, and also, I don't know if she told her that she is looking to light up the carnage. You told him that too? I'm just making sure that she tell you everything, right?
So folks, if that is how they just care about people and they admire people and so on, well, I want to see when they don't care about you and they do admire you. Because you care about people and you admire people. Where the 2-story building is? Yeah, you started the project. I remember he didn't say we will start. We've started the project. So let's hear, yeah, the 2-story building, all these people supposed to move into next to the pan house. Let's hear it one more time. And then we take the calls, right? When this ends, soon as it ends, start a call. Nice.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker for the tongue of St. George. And one of the initiatives that we have embarked on is cleaning up the port highway. Right? We have a plan in place. Both of us, we sat down and we put together a plan where opposite the pan house, we can construct a building that can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road. Right? And it will be a 2-story building, and we can have people who sell food and so, because right now they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and That is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging; they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking, right? So, DJ, and also...
Right, yeah, and also, right, yeah, light up the car. We see the carnage, right, nice. Always a light for all yourself, but they like the carnage. Folks, call 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Let me see who's going to call first, whether you're on the WhatsApp, the overseas line, or the local line. Yeah, but that is what they said to the people. Okay, the overseas line. Let's go to the overseas line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Senator Scott.
Hey, good night, bro.
Senator Scott, I don't know if you knew that. We had a Chinatown. Just opposite to where he's talking about, because in front, right where all the trucks is parking on the Sunday. We had the government during daytime had booths. And it's a Chinatown. This is called on the Chinatown. They cook, they had everything you want. But time change and things move on. So what Andy is saying there, it makes sense. But you got to do that first before you move the people. So they could see something coming. When we have to move them back into the market, and when you move them out from the path by the stadium, but you had somewhere prepared ready to put them in. So you can't take away the food from the people's mouth. Remember, Sheldon, Grenada is an island. If you go around all the islands in Jamaica, just go all around them, you're going to see these things goes on. So you just can't cut up the people, give them a letter and just cut them off. You can't do that. And it's time for Grenadians get up. Grenadians only talking. If the man take not food in your mouth, get up and make a demonstration against it. You used to do things when the last government was there. Even the week before the election, Sheldon and I was in Grenada, and I see demonstration. You have to stand up and demonstrate for your rights. Don't give the government all the time. You give them a chance. They got to get it done the right way. What Andy is saying there, yes, that makes sense. But you got to get it done first. Because that area there, that's where the businesses is. That's where all the people coming in to get a barrel, get this, the school children is right around there. So we understand that. But Mr. Prime Minister, I don't know who abroad who is giving you that information, just do it. You can't just do it. You have to listen and come up with a plan. You must come up with a plan. And you don't have no plan. How? Mr. Williams could talk about a plan, that's all you intend to do, but then all you give them a letter for 28 days, all you move. Anyhow, Sheldon, you have a good one, man.
All
I'm
right.
angry, man.
You as well, brother. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And let me see. I wonder if I can find back one of the callers. Just you could call now. Call 440-7377. Give me a call. Yeah, no, it's not me say, and that's why I like to be very clear on it. You heard it from the Minister of MIT. Right? So I don't know, maybe the Minister of MIT and the Minister who is in charge of the PDA, maybe they have a misunderstanding between them or something. Maybe they don't understand what each other is doing or something like that, because the Prime Minister is directly responsible for what is taking place with the removal of those places. Nobody else but him. He is responsible because he is the minister who is in charge of the department that's doing it. Yes, so nobody else but him. We have a call online. Good evening.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
All right. Now, they're going around in the schools, and I see they're giving little badges to children for independent. Now, a lot of parents have to depend on self-employment to feed their children and to buy books and other things for school and the daily living. And it's the same children they're hurting that they want when they grow up and they become 18 years that they vote them into office. And those that almost reach 18 years that they could vote them in for election. But I hope the parents of these children will educate the children on them. That the things that they're doing to them now, right, that paining them, right, to look after the children, I hope they educate the children. Now, I know somebody on Port Highway that Dr. Kit had helped, and that person is over 20 years on that port day. Over 20 years they on that Port Highway. They went to him and they do the right thing. So they give them the spot to go ahead. And this person have 1, 2, 3, and they say make 4 persons employed. Now when you get rid of these people, what will happen? The government not creating any jobs. The private sector cannot employ everybody. They are trying to do self-employment to earn a daily living. And all the government is doing to create more crime into this country. What else? What you want them to do? When you give them a letter to say you have 28 days or 24 days, you have to move out from there. Where they want them to go? How they want them to live? How they want them to take care of their children? How they want them to pay their bills? Right? What next you want them to do? I think it's time for we Grenadians women get up and start to act. Right? We feeling the pain. We are feeling time for we to women as women, because most of the people that is self-employed are women trying to earn a daily living. And I think it's time for we to get up, rise up, and take the street. And time for us as women to do something. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, my dear. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And folks, notice something, and somebody just drew that to my attention. The MIT minister is claiming that the people don't have water. Remember, when we saw the Rastaman speaking in the GBN report, the business owner there, he said that he has water and light connection. It is a fact that many of those businesses do have a water connection. Yeah, many of them do have a water connection. Right? We have a caller online. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Caller, hello, boy. They had time hung up. Yeah, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. We're taking your calls. Yeah, 440-7377. Yeah. So remember, when the business owner was speaking, and I'm not too sure I could roll back to exactly the point he was saying that. But during his thing, he said, listen, he has permission for electricity and water and so on. We have a caller online. Good evening.
Hello?
Hi, caller. You're live, caller. Go right ahead. You're live. So go ahead. Just make a presentation. You go right ahead. Caller, listen to us on the phone. Oh, they're listening to the other side. Come back to the phone. Might be the first time you're calling a program like this. Hello? 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 Okay, so by the time you get that message, when you call, just listen to us on the phone line. Don't listen to the device that you're listening to the program on to hear when we answer the phone. By that time, we would have hung up after we picked up the phone, because it's going to be about a minute or so later in some instances. So caller, please call back and we'll give you the opportunity to air your views on the program. All right. So we give you the opportunity to air your views on the program. But remember, when that business owner was speaking, they did say that they have the light and the water and the different thing. Let me see if it's this part here. Let me just bring it down a bit. Yeah.
In the meeting on 2 occasions, And in the meeting, they were stating that they want to get a place first for the vendors, and then they could relocate the vendors. Yeah, but nothing for me, I realize, has done. And the letter they give us stating that in 24 days or whatever, you have to relocate. It's not something you can just pick up on the ground and move with. You feel me? And that is something people doing as a livelihood. You feel me? It's unjustice. Therefore, the politician them lying. You feel me? Because if you're promising one and then you're doing the next, come on. You feel me? Yeah.
What I don't understand is, I don't think they're being very honest with us, or with having a meeting. It's like they had a plan and then they scratched that plan up and then they started with something else, but they didn't tell us. In this letter, it says that we have 28 days to vacate from the date that we received the letter. 28 days is a very short amount of time to vacate your business. And then where am I going? And so now I'm unemployed.
Presenting a form of documentation to a news team, this business owner said he has been operating a licensed business and does not intend to take this lightly, as he has invested quite a sum in his 24 years of operation. The vendors are agreeing to pay a rental fee to continue their only viable means of survival.
I'm willing to pay at least if the people want to charge, you understand, the vendors are willing to pay that. You feel me? Because I happen to get current and water from government. So it's not that I just come here and squat just like...
He happened to get what? Let me just make sure he get current and... No, let me hear him.
Charge, you understand, the vendors are willing to pay that. You feel me? Because I happen to get current and water from government. So it's not that I just come here and squat just like that. You feel me?
So in other words, he has water and there are others there who have running water as well. He has current and water.
I happen to get current and water from government. So it's not that I just come here and squat just like that, you feel me? Because once you get current and water on a piece of property, I mean, you get permission from the MP or whoever, you feel me?
Right, folks. 440-737. Let me unlock the phone lines here. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Let me try and get back one or two of the people who were trying to reach us on the WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp people, you know, we just call back. So we're trying to give you a little call back right now. 440. Yes, and hello, good night. Hello. Hi, good night. Yes, sir. You're trying to reach the program.
Hear me good?
Yes, we're hearing you. Go right ahead.
Having a very nice program tonight. I must say, I agree with all the callers. The only thing, my suggestion, the government didn't start to dig foundation yet. So I don't know if they're widening the road or what they're planning to do there, because that road is a pretty wide road already. And 13 Pasha is a big Pasha. So you bring some containers and put them just on the outside and pile them up along. Don't look for nothing upstairs, downstairs, just in case, you know, you want to move them in the future. But you can't move people just like that in 28 days. This is a walk-back government that does things and then got to regress on the decision. It is time for the Grenadian people to put down their foot and show the Prime Minister what really is what. Because you can't be doing these things constantly to people. Every time I look at some issue, there's some foolishness going on in my country. I may not speak like y'all, but I am a Grenadian. And really and truly, it's simple mathematics. The port is there, the people come there to vend it. Vending is something that goes all through the Caribbean. You check it out all through the Caribbean, from Jamaica to Antigua, right down there. You can't go to destroy poor people like so. And where people talking about crime and things, yes, it would be a part. Where I live, there's a vending issue. They got certain streets that the government can run and say you can't vend there because the people there and this and that. These people are not affecting anybody. These people are vending for people that come in, as people say, for the barrels, for the things. And if trucks got to park and you need a little more room, you can do. But if you ain't start doing anything, what's the sense moving the people when you ain't do anything yet? The Lagoon Road project is another project. Lagoon Road is a prime place to set up some nice things around there for the tourists, for what's not. But at the end of the day, these people to me are not doing anything. you know, as you say, they don't look presentable or whatever. But if you get some containers, cut some holes in them with some windows, if you choose to divide them in half, the thing, you know, 40 foot, you still got 20 foot. They don't want a big set of space. But you divide up, put a little roof over it, put some taps on the outside for each of them, you know, be able to think sanitary purposes or whatever the case of it is. Even build a bathroom. 13 Pass is a big place, and you could do it temporary until you build your supersonic upstairs, downstairs place by Angel Harp's Panyard or whatever you choose to do. When the caller was talking about Chinatown, I want to know what really is the space in Chinatown, because I see like you don't know where Chinatown is. But Chinatown is a place that was with a couple little huts around there for people, had little bars, little vending, for people socialize, come and get a little roti, come and get a little something. But at the end of the day, I don't see it necessary. When I look at the news last night and say, man, this is really what going on. When the Rastaman can say he has permission and he got light and water, it shows that he's legal. So how could you come and move? I see a man from Laborie, or I don't know if he was on St. Paul's Main Road, from Laborie, and get a place with permission for private people, and people still want him to move in a place like Laborie. I mean, far away from town. So you can move people from Tivoli, Palmis, that set up a place, Wharf, Victoria on the side of a road where tourists could just pull over from taking an island tour and get a little cold beer to drink, or a little cold coke, a little snack, a little roti, a little oil down to sample Grenada food. Come on, man. Mr. Prime Minister, think before you leap. Good night, Sheldon. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you very much. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, that is the number. And 347-329-3101. That's for those of you that are in North America. It registers as a local call. And for those of you that want to call us on the WhatsApp number is 440-7377. Yeah? So 1 minute you're go meeting and you're talking about, well, we have project coming and we're doing this nice thing and we doing building for them and all sorts of things. And after that, you reach down to just they get notice and they have to move. Yeah, they have to move. But here's what. Do they really have to move? So let me speak now before I go back to the phone lines. Let me speak now to the people who have received the notices from the Planning and Development Authority. The documents that you have received, and let me just see here, the documents that you have received reference the Physical Planning and Development Control Act, Chapter 24(1)A. So it references the Physical Planning and Development Control Act, which I have up here right now. You can see the various sections of that act. I would like to draw to your attention Section 35 of that act. It is called Right to Appeal Against Enforcement Notice. Yeah? Right to appeal against an enforcement notice. In other words, not because they give you a letter and say that you have to move in 28 days, means legally that you have to move. You have a right to appeal the process. Yeah, they didn't say, well, let me let the people stay for Carnival because that's a thoroughfare for Carnival. So let's let them stay for Carnival. So at least they make that last set of money while we're preparing a place for them. And then after Carnival, everybody knows what money you make for Carnival. That is it, Juve morning, whatever. Because everybody passed their Juve morning. Yeah, that's when these people probably have the highest income coming in. So we're going to leave them until mid-August, late August. We're going to leave them there. But they know that before school reopen, that place clean. I think the people would understand that. And in the interim, you're creating another place for them. But no, just 28 days? No. Yeah, it says here they have the right to appeal. Yeah, they have the right to appeal. And let me just get that section directly for you because it is speaking to Section 35. And let me get Section 35 here for you. Section 35 of The law, the same law they're using to move you, says that you have a right. And your right as a person that they're trying to move is this: a person upon whom an enforcement notice has been served, who is aggrieved by the enforcement notice, may at any time before the enforcement notice takes effect, appeal against the notice to a magistrate's court having jurisdiction over the place within which the land to which the notice relates is situated. Yeah? 2. On an appeal under subsection 1. So they give you a notice. You can get your lawyers, or all of you can get your lawyers, a lawyer, and you can go to the magistrate's court and you can appeal, which immediately puts a stop, and you can appeal any time within that 28 days. It could be the 28th day itself. You can appeal on that day. So you have, whenever date they give you it, you have the full 28 days to appeal to a magistrate. So you may need to speak to your lawyer. And that goes not just for the people on Port Highway. That goes for any of you that they go and they're trying to break your place just so. And they tell you 28 days. Right? On an appeal under subsection 1, the court, A, if satisfied that permission was granted for the development to which the notice relates, or that no such permission was required in respect of that development, or the conditions subject to which permission was granted have been complied with, as the case may be, must quash the enforcement notice to which the appeal relates. In other words, you got permission for light and water, and they want to remove you because they're saying you have no right to be there, you don't have light, you don't have water. But if you pass there, you see electricity, you see them place a light, right? Yeah, most of them, right? So if the court is satisfied that you were given permission, then it doesn't say that they can or they might. It says, and that's where you have to be very careful with law here. And let me just make this a little bigger. Yeah? Just realized I had it a little too small. I was seeing it, but yeah. It must. That is an important word in the law. It didn't say it may. Yeah? It says it must quash the enforcement notice to which the appeal relates. So you may have gotten permission from government to put your place where it is. You may have light, you may have water, etc. And then PDA come and tell you have to move in 28 days. You can get your lawyer and you can go to court. And it don't have to be one person. It could be multiple people can do that. In any other case, must dismiss the appeal. In any other case. So once it could prove that, yes, these people had permission to be there, right? It must dismiss the notice that was given to them to leave the place. In other instances, it must dismiss the appeal. So if it's found that, listen, this person really didn't have permission to be here, they don't have no connection, they don't have nothing, they didn't get anything from government, so on to be here, then it must dismiss the appeal. If an appeal is dismissed by a magistrate's court pursuant to subsection 2B, the court may direct that the enforcement notice does not take effect until a date not later than 28 days from the date of determination of the appeal the court thinks fit. Yeah? A person aggrieved by a decision of a magistrate's court under subsection 2 may appeal against the decision to the court of appeal. In other words, 1. Yeah, this section here says that even if you go to the magistrate's court and you don't get through, you can appeal not back to the magistrate's court, but you have to appeal the decision to the court of appeal. So it creates the mechanism which allows you to appeal. Not just that they have done this to you and you just have to stay there and take it, but there is a mechanism under the law which you can utilize in order to satisfy yourself. Yeah? So it could be on the 28th day. It could be on the 27th. It could be on the first day. But whatever day it is, then you have an opportunity to go to court. It's not just, well, they say 28 days and woe is me. No, it is that you have the opportunity to be able to appeal. That is the law. Yeah, and in case they want to know what law, tell them this law. Yeah, chapter 24 1A, Physical Planning and Development Control Act, under the laws of Grenada. They have the opportunity to appeal. Yeah? Yeah, they have the opportunity to appeal. So you can appeal. You don't have to stay there and take it. Because some people feel you just have to stay there and take it. And they don't want you to know this. So they're going to be upset that several people are speaking about this now and letting you know. I know I saw Cassandra a bit earlier was speaking about it as well. So they're going to be upset that certain people letting you know what the law says in relation to this. That they can't just come and do it. So you know you have an opportunity. You're supposed to be a country of laws. Yeah? And if you're a country of laws and they are attempting to do this, and under the law, you have the opportunity to appeal, then do that. Yeah? If you lose the appeal, the court could say anytime within 28 days, not longer than 28 days, but anytime within 28 days that they can come and then they can break it. If you have lost the case, if you have not lost the case, then it's a different story. All right? 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And before I forget, folks, let me just remind you all of some of the activities. Yeah, just before I forget, because you know I will get in problem and all kind of thing. Right, so let me see if I could pull that up, and then we're going to go back to the phone lines in a little while. All right, so the St. Patrick West meeting is taking place right now. St. George Northeast, yeah, they're heading to Willis Community Center tomorrow. So St. George Northeast Constituency Branch, they're having their meeting tomorrow, and that is taking place at the Willis Community Center. And of course, the political leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, will be there. And the Honorable Emlyn Pear, the Honorable Peter David, and of course, my brother Nimrod Olivier. They will all be there to speak to you tomorrow. It's starting at 6:30 p.m. at the Willis Community Center. So we look forward to that one. All right. And then you have the Easter egg hunt. Oh, that one reached there? Yeah, well, the Easter egg hunt, that's taking place on Saturday in Westerhall Point Gap. Right, yeah, so you have the Easter egg hunt, that one taking place there in Westerhall Gap, right, Westerhall Point Gap, right, so they're going to have an Easter egg hunt, so you could carry the children out on Saturday to that one, starting at what time? I said 3 p.m., all right, so at 3 p.m. on Saturday, that's the Easter egg hunt taking place there, out there. Oh, that's the eggs hunting for the children, and so, all right, I didn't know that one inside. Anyway, St. Andrew Southeast Constituency, they present a women's symposium that is taking place this Sunday, and it's going to be starting at 4 p.m. at Uncle's Bar and Lounge in Marquis, St. Andrew. Hey, Miss Ali Felix, that taking place up by you, man. But it's a women's symposium, don't worry. St. Andrew Southeast Constituency, yes, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, she'll be having that women's symposium, and that's at Uncle's Bar and Lounge in Marquis, St. Andrew. And it starts from 4 p.m. Transportation and refreshments will be provided. You can contact the constituency office for more information in relation to that one. The PD4 Village Group of the St. David's branch of the New National Party, they have their barbecue luncheon, and that's coming up on Easter Saturday, right? So they have barbecue pigtail, they have barbecue chicken, and so that's going to be happening at Vole Gap in Windsor Forest. St. David's next to Paul's shop. That's taking place on Easter Saturday and starting at 11 a.m. All right, the New Dimensions. No, it's not NNP, New Dimensions. New Dimensions. So it's a cultural group. We gain them a blight too. They're having their cake sale in Nexa New Dimensions. Indulge in their delectable assortment of homemade cakes at the Panyard Bake Sale. All right, and folks, if you could get the children involved in steel pan, and so it's a good thing to get them involved in, right? Nice. So that's taking place on Easter Saturday as well. And at the Melville Street New Dimensions Panyard. Right? So cake sale, the New Dimensions, next on New Dimensions, they're going to be having that cake sale and so on taking place at the Panyard. Right? So that's going to be at the Melville Street New Dimensions Panyard. For more information, let me see the number they have there. 406-6519. 406-6519. In case you want to buy a whole cake instead of just go and buy a 2 slice, you could do that. And then on Easter Sunday, it's the NNP Big Lime. So that is taking place at the Grand Mall playing field on the 31st of March, 11 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. That's Easter Sunday. Music, games, food and drinks on sale. Gonna see you all. Definitely, you know your boy, God's willing, I have to be there. You understand? Right. So looking forward to seeing you all at the NNP Big Lime. That's taking place Easter Sunday out there at the Grand Mall playing field. And then D&G in conjunction with NNP, they're presenting the garden party. That's happening on Monday, April 1st, right? That's Easter Monday, and starting time 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. Exotic food prepared by a professional chef, and of course premium drinks, etc. Live music band. So bring the wife, bring the husband, come on out, you understand? Shake a little leg and thing. It's taking place at 1 Shaney Lane, Lansopine, St. George. Tickets single 300 and of course couples 500. All right. The NNP Carriacou and Petit Martinique New York chapter, they have their Spring Fever brunch, and that is with a pop of color. So that's taking place at 302 E 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11212 Lennox and Clarkson. All right, so they'll be having escoviche fish, barbecue chicken, curry chicken, stew pork, all kind of thing, right? And of course, you could contact Nisha, Jacinta, Wilson, and Tanti Merlin. We won't give you the numbers in a while. All right, so that is taking place on the 21st of April at 302 E 91st Street in Brooklyn, New York, 11212 Lennox and Clarkson. And you could find Nisha on 347-683-1997, Jacinta on 917-615-4918, Wilson on 917-754-1319, and Tanti Merlin on 718-419-5039. And for those of you in Carriacou who I know are listening via 92.9 right now, remember, the Carriacou political lead, yes, that is Senator the Honorable Norland Cox. You could check him at the office in Hillsborough on Wednesdays between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. All right. And the office opening hours 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So on Wednesdays, he at the office between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And the office is open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You could also contact the office on 443-6535. All right. Yes. So just getting the various announcements out of the way. All right. Yeah. We didn't let you all know what's taking place, and so a lot of things taking place. So folks, again, we are not saying that where the people are and that sort of thing is the right place for them. We are not saying that it is right for them to stay there. We're not saying that. We're saying that there are laws that guide the process. These laws must be followed. Yeah, these laws must be followed, and people must be given the opportunity. They must be given the opportunity according to law to have a proper hearing. All right. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
I'm only calling to give you a little direction and correction in your in the ad you mentioned about the stuff in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say like whoever wrote it didn't write it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you mention the address and you say E, that E is supposed to represent east.
Mm-hmm.
So it's east. Whatever the street number it was. So it's East 91st, East 92nd.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to give somebody the address and you say E. And if they type it in wrong in their GPS, they can end up in Philadelphia.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, man. So if he says in the future, if you see something coming from Brooklyn, say E, that means East.
Well, I barely spend time up there, man, so
Yeah, no. So that's why I'm taking the moment.
Florida and Texas is my places. Florida, Texas, New Mexico.
Right.
That's my places.
Right, but even if so the E is supposed to represent East,
mm-hmm.
East New York. So East this, East that. W is West. Or if you miss out, they say E, whatever. They can end up in Staten Island. You know, because it is zoned. You know, so by right they're supposed to just put in full East New York, East 95th, East 90 something, East whatever is the area that they want, you know, to represent in the address. Supposed to actually write it that way.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes some people might leave out the E or other information and they just put 9th Street and they end up way on the other side of Brooklyn. Because over there doesn't represent no letters before the numbers. All right, so you end up they end up over Ocean Parkway into Bay Ridge. All right.
Okay. So I'll have them corrected.
Brooklyn. Yeah. You know?
I'll have them corrected. Yeah.
I think in the future, let's give you the full address in the full details.
Okay.
It is more helpful. All right, my friend.
No problem, bro. All right, thank you.
What you're talking about tonight is imperative. It is structural. It is you and the callers doing enough. I ain't think I need that input in there. I'm serious because it's astonishing how these people say one thing. You see, and that is how they got where they are, because these are the things they sold the Grenadian public on. You know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do all of these things, and then there is a sham. They pull it, they get there, and then they pull the veil over their eyes now, and they roll it in a different direction. You know, but it is what it is, man, and people just got to be wise to the whole aspect of it.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, my friend. Thank you.
All right, my friend.
All right.
Yeah, bless, man. All right.
4407377. That's 4407377. You can call us on WhatsApp. You can call us directly. What's going on with this here now? Yeah. You can call us directly. You can call us on the WhatsApp. All right. Yeah. And just a reminder, remember, you know, they have belly and they have guts, so they could do them kind of thing. They have belly and they have guts.
Some administration, they are afraid to take the tough decisions early. But we are not afraid. That is why our Prime Minister said he's going to transform Market and Board. I understand the Lagoon Road was there to be worked on before, but they had no guts. They had no belly. I heard the Wall Street had to be, idea was being, you know, was there for the Wall Street to be transformed, but they had no guts. They have no belly. Listen, we have belly and we have guts, and we are going to take the tough decision, right? And we are going to do it early. And you know why early? Let me tell you why early, right? Because some people would not buy into it early. But if you give them chance for them to see it and for the thing to materialize, then we will get buy-in.
Yes, indeed. 4407377. What's going on with the phone line? Let's try. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night, caller. Go right ahead. Hello. Caller, you're live, caller.
Hello?
You're live. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, caller, you're live.
Yes, good night. I just want to say that tomorrow is I'm good. And you, Oni?
Yes, I'm good. You go ahead.
Yes,
go ahead,
tomorrow
caller.
I just want to say one thing I want to say. Tomorrow is World Down Syndrome Day. I just want to make sure that everybody wear their colorful socks. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, great. Thank you so very much.
Okay?
Yes, indeed. Yes, folks. So tomorrow, World Down Syndrome Day, and of course, they wear the different color socks and so on, in recognition of that day. We have a caller. Okay, we lost that one. Yes, so people wear the different socks in recognition of that day. So, yeah, those of you that had the socks, you can't get it tonight. But those of you that had the socks, try and put it up. We got a caller online. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, you know how long I'm trying to get you and you just won't take my call.
Well, I'll take the call now, so go right ahead.
Trying to get in.
Yeah, go right ahead.
No, yeah, no, I just going to say I'm calling again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, good night to the Grenadian people. I heard a lady call earlier on from Grenada, and she's saying it's time that the Grenadian women, it's time for the Grenadian women to come out. Listen to me. As one woman that in coming out for these people and them. You know why? You know why I'm coming out? And I want to sorry for nobody. Because we were stolen during the campaign. Dr. Mitchell, Mr. David, and the rest of ministers, and every campaign, they won we the Grenadian people. All you didn't want Keith Mitchell. I am not sorry. I don't care who vexed. And I don't care what none of y'all say in Grenada. And who in America and England listening to me. I am not sorry for y'all. Because they want us. They want we the Grenadian people. Peter, don't go in no court. Don't go in no court for them. Let them go to Claret. Are you vote for NDC? That is what all you vote for. That is what you all vote for. That is what you all vote for. I remember when they break my shop, no Grenadian didn't come out and say nothing. I'm not sorry for y'all. Because you are the same people that said Keith Mitchell old. Keith Clariot Mitchell is an old man. It's time for him to go. Time for you to go now. All you that, I don't know why you bet. And the lady saying it's time for Grenadian women. I one woman that don't coming out. I know I'm so fine. I'm going through a rough time. But I am not coming out for them. Let them come out for themselves. If was NNP, what he said that move on in 20 something days, the whole of Grenada is outside. Who are you talking to? Who are you speaking to? Not Miss Camille T.V. Scott. Not Camille T.V. Scott. Keith Mitchell beg all you, Mr. Oliver Joseph beg all you. I don't want Keith Mitchell, he's an old man. No, you want him now? Take out all you get. And he said, he will build a thing there for y'all, let him build it. Let him build it. I have no sympathy for y'all Grenadian people because we took bad mind and we took hypocrite. After all what under the NNP government did for this country, y'all take all your mouths and all you say, you don't do nothing for Grenada. All you say you don't do nothing. Pedro, Peter David help y'all. And all you vote for Claudette. Go and get Claudette. Go and get Claudette Joseph to tell Little Mitchell to leave all you there. It's good. I'm sorry. I've seen trouble. I'm going through a hard time. But I burn me belly. And Dick Mitchell is good for y'all. Dick don't have body to study. All you could have feel, all you have feel, they're moving y'all. They go move all you. Where the friends of the earth? Where the friends of the earth? Where the rest of people that used to have placard already up in the complex under NNP government by other bad mind? Papa God had whipping some of us in this country. I in it, I feel it. I the rebel. But I am not in sympathy with none of y'all that going through. A man call and say, he's a Grenadian, yes sir. I feel happy to know he's a Grenadian. But he don't speaking like us. Okay, look at the man in St. Paul's. He's in a private land and they move him. Well, all you on private land and Crown land, they will move all you. Because they say they will move all you. I'm not sorry. Keith Mitchell didn't do nothing. All what that man do for us in this country, we turn back on him. He old, he this, he that Morocco, he that. How you call him all name? Take what Deacon giving all you. Deacon Mitchell, you have to do what you have to do. I don't vex with you at all. We too ungrateful.
All right.
Dr. Mitchell must come in Grenada to help us. I heard that man mother say one day, the man had enough to live for. He come back here, he help a lot of y'all. And all you turn on your back. Hey, I'm nearly dead. I come in nearly dead when I hear Mr. Campbell and Mr. Diari calling out the results. I close up home and come up all, I see I going back in down there. I'm nearly dead. I could have never believed we as Grenadian people vote out NMP. Or you take what all you get. Take it. Take it. Are you want a young Prime Minister? Dick Michelle are good for you all. And all are you NDC supporters. So don't pretend I use NMP now. Take what all you get. Good night, Grenada. I don't care who vex and who don't vex. Before NDC, I've been eating and drinking. I have no sympathy for y'all. We too ungrateful. Take what we get. This is not good for y'all. Good night.
All right. Good night, Cammy. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yeah? All yeah, we want to see where the two-story building for these people. Where is their two-story building? Yeah? They are supposed to be receiving a two-story building. We want to know where the building is. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead. Hello? Okay, that caller seems to have left the phone and gone. So you'll have to call back. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, I want to know where the two-story, they're supposed to be getting a two-story building. So they say at the town hall meeting, they're supposed to be getting a two-story building.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker.
So it's an initiative between MIT and the caretaker, not the people everybody vote for, which is Peter Charles David. No, not for Peter Charles David. No, an initiative between the MIT minister and what you call her, CJ. Yeah, it's between them. But I'll go to the phone line and we will come back to that one. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Hey, good night, Mr. Scott.
Hi, good night.
Mr. Scott, I'm sorry to say I supported Sister Kami 100%. She's absolutely right. The message was given by NMP loud and clear, and they refused to take notice of the message. They vote for the other party. Where did they come from? He just jumped in on the scene, and they voted for him. So I supported Sister Kami. Have a good night, Mr. Scott.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Thank you. Carriacou in the house. 440-7377. Let's go back, man. Let me hear what CJ and them did that plan for vendors. I hope all you're listening and anybody, if all you ain't get to listen to this program tonight, I hope somebody is good enough to make sure that you all subscribe by tomorrow and that you all are paying attention to talking points by tomorrow so you understand, right? So all you're going to know the law is, and not only you all of you around the island that you all know where's the scene. But let me hear what I was planning for all your day. Let me hear the thing, man, because that's supposed to be done by now.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker for the tongue of St. George. And one of the initiative that we have embarked on is cleaning up the port highway. Right? We have a plan in place. Both of us, we sat down and we put together a plan where opposite the pan house, we can construct a building that can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road. Right? And it will be a two-story building, and we can have people who sell food and so, because right now, they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and...
Well, so we know you lie when you say about no water, right? Okay, all right. So let me just go ahead, yeah.
That is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a two-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking, right? So, CJ, and also...
Yeah, so CJ and also now we want to hear you and also lighten the carnage. We ain't really care about that one. Now you do that, right? Nice, good, okay? Nice, right. You light the carnage, you spoil the view on the carnage for anybody that's going to be taking photos and doing videos on the carnage now, because up to now we are not sure if it is a temporary measure, if it's a permanent measure, if it's a measure in for the entirety of the 50th anniversary of independence, or if it is there just for a period of time. All right. So yeah, let me.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker for the tongue of St. George. And
maybe you didn't check with the PDA before you come up with that initiative and two all sit down and plan it, because two all in cabinet, and the head of cabinet is the prime minister, and he decided breaking down and he ain't care where they go. Anyhow,
one of the initiative that we have embarked on is cleaning up the port highway. Right? We have a plan in place. Both of us, we sat down and we put together a plan where opposite the pan house, we can construct a building that can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road. Right? And it will be a 2-story building, and we can have people who sell food and stuff. Because right now, they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous. Right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn.
You admire them because they're not begging and they're trying to earn, and that is what you're doing to them? Let me just make sure it's that you're saying thing. Excuse the green screen, the gray screen.
Again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them.
So it's their duty to see what they can do to assist them. So they are assisting them by breaking down the place, by telling them move and not giving them an alternative. Yeah? So when these people go now and they have no means of making money and so on, and not just the people themselves who have the places, their children may become involved in negative activities when they realize they reach home and they have no food in the pot. Or they reach home and they realize mommy water lock off. Or they go home and they reach home at night and realize there's a Masanto that light inside the house. Yeah, to my St. Lucian friends, a flambeau that light inside the house. Yeah? So all you care about them, all you like them. Let me hear what they say about them again. All you care about them.
They are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking.
For parking. That's why you're going and beautify, because they talk about beautifying and enhance and improve. So they're going and enhance and improve by taking out the places there and improve it by making it parking. Yeah, so that's the improvement and thing that they want to do to that area. Boy, all you could lie and all you could say some kind of thing and yeah, let me come back idea how they care about people again. Let me hear. You'd rather see the face again. Let me hear.
You can have people who sell food and stuff, because right now they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous. Right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. Right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. Right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them.
What again? Right? Let me hear you.
And again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can hold.
So yeah, is the government responsibility? So he take responsibility. Well, the Prime Minister doesn't take responsibility. So he's saying that it's government responsibility. In other words, it's his responsibility. And it's the responsibility of his government to take care of these people. Yeah? No, I thought it was somebody else's responsibility. Because all him moving there and thing. I didn't think, and it's other people, not just the Port Highway. There are other people. Yeah? Because we never know. Next thing, certain people up by the hospital step get letter too, Because if you're talking about proper facilities and toilet and bathroom and them kind of thing, next thing, people by the hospital step get letter too. Because you can't be giving those on Port Highway and you're not moving those that next to the medical facility. Yeah, if you're moving, all had to go. Yeah, otherwise, people will see through this thing for what it may very well be. So if you're moving, maybe everybody had to move. Yeah? But what is the alternative for these individuals? So people by the hospital step. Next thing, you might be getting yours sooner. No? Because PDA can't be playing that. They can't be going after the people on Port and who on Lagoon Road and who in St. David and who in St. Andrew and who in St. Patrick and St. John and so on. They can't be going after all of them. And right in town, you ain't going after others. So, start to pack your stuff from now because you never know, you might get your 28 days just now too. So, let's see what's take place. I ain't saying go for nobody, I'm saying if what is being done in decency and in order, and if it's being done to everybody, then up at the hospital, we never know what will be happening up on that side, isn't it? Yeah, let me hear it one more time because, I play it because I want you all not to misquote it. I want you all to be able to quote what is being said properly, yeah?
No toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them.
Yes,
water, and that is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. Water, and that is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them.
All right, folks, we have a call online. Good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. What's going on? Long time no talk.
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Well, I've been watching all these news, all these complaints. I've been seeing a lot. And listening all that conversation that they said back then, they're going to build a building to host them people. They did promise that. Then, all of a sudden now, you just turn tail. You're telling people they have to move. Some people have registered businesses. Some people, businesses that are right next to the port, is not selling food. There's a particular business on that port day that where they have I think it's a container, and they're selling the hard helmet, the hard boots and everything, because when you have to go on the port, if you don't have that, you have to get a reflector. So sometimes there's a good business. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And you have some businesses that are there, and these people are registered. Okay, registered. And all of a sudden, you just want to come and just kill them and tell them what you're going on. You have to get out of here. So who is we? That don't make no sense. A woman retire and she life on in right now, and you want to come and tell a woman she had 28 days to move. Where are they putting them? Just go home and just sit on home and just watch TV and see how things going by.
But they can't watch TV. The number one, the internet and the cable go get cut off, and then of course the electricity go get cut off because they can't pay. They will get cut off, so they can't even sit down home and watch TV, brother. That is sit down home and watch outside.
Well, yeah, they watch clouds pass by.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you see how you say this, the lady on the step, when they go up the hospital step day, she want to move too. The thing is,
touch one,
they
touch
already
all.
implement a group, a gang, going around the island. They start from the south and destroying people's living. All right? No matter if it's a little boot or a little property they have on their piece of land, no matter what, if they're on the side of the road, they just destroy. No matter if they get permission, no matter if they register, they just destroying. They don't care about how people trying to earn a living. That's how I see it. The rich stay rich, and we still have to just stay down in poverty. Understand? These people don't care. If they really care, they would have tried and see if they could help the Grenadian people. But as how I seen this thing going around in a cycle. NDC was in power many years back then. They put the country in how much debt. NMP came, they run for a good while. Then NDC came back. They did the same thing again, put us back in how much debt, how much crisis. NMP came and take us out of it. And then all of a sudden now, look, all they're going to put back is crazy set of lunatics. back in this thing? Come on, man. If all it already checking all itself, these people come in and bring things and lie for you and say, well, look, you're going on. I stand up with you, 100%. That when time come now, they just turn you back and say, watch, I can't help you. You have to be on your own right now. These people don't check in on all you. Sheldon, I don't know how to say it. All I know, he getting more worse right now. Because even them three fellas that killed them 2 foreigners, and you know you have a lawsuit coming out for that already?
Well, we've heard that there may be. We don't know that, but we've heard that there may be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
But the thing is, Sheldon, think about it. If that lawsuit is coming in, all right, that multi-million lawsuit for this country, answer this question: when that lawsuit happened and they had to pay these people all these millions of dollars, who are the people now that are going to be affected by this thing? Not we, because then they want to go and raise back taxes and raise grocery prices and thing and try to get it back now. That's what going on there. It's their fault in the first place. Their system was down. They was not up on radar. They have to deal with the situation. Don't try and come down on other people for it. I don't know what to say, nah?
Okay, my brother.
They're wrong in the first place.
All right. Thank you very much for your call,
Enjoy.
my brother, and hope to hear from you soon again. All right.
All right,
wonderful.
cool.
440737. So we have enough time to take one more quick call. It has to be a quick one, like 1 minute or something. Yeah, we've got enough time to take one more call. If the caller calls within the next 30 seconds, other than that, we will not be able to take the call. All right, yeah. But folks, with all that's been said, there has to be some sort of equity in what is taking place. You can't go after the people on Port Highway. You can't go after the people up in Laborie. And you don't go after the people by the hospital. You can't decide that the rule that applies to the people on Port Highway does not apply to some of the people down in the Wall Street area. You cannot have one set of rules for one set of Grenadians and another set of rules for another set of Grenadians. You cannot decide. Yeah, you cannot arbitrarily decide that because that is this person and that is that person that you're not going to move them. You can't decide that you're going for the fellas in Saigon because you are. And everybody knows that you're going after the people in Saigon, the area called Saigon. That they're going to go after these individuals that have their little business places and so at the side of the road. And they will be getting notice to move too. And there are certain other people that are in similar situations and you're not going to move them. There has to be equity in what is taking place. The folks who have been thus affected know that the law gives you the power to appeal. Whether it's on the 26th, 27th, or the 28th day, you have the power, is yours, to appeal to a magistrate. The magistrate must be, so you can't appeal to the magistrate court in St. George if you are in St. Andrew. You have to appeal to the magistrate court in the area that you are. So in St. George, the St. George Magistrate Court, St. John, the St. John Magistrates Court, etc. Get your lawyer, refer them to Section 35 of the Planning Development Authority Act, and see if you have a case. If you win your case, they can't move you. Bottom line, if you win your case, it didn't say that they could decide after. No, it says they must abandon, they must leave you. If you lose your case, then they must move you, and they could do it the following day. They could do it 3 days after. The court will say, give you a period of time when you would have to move. Yeah? But it gives you at least one arrow in your quiver that you are able to use if you receive one of these notices. That's why it's important to know the law, or at least to seek legal advice in situations like this, when people think they can just do things to you and get away with it. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. And it's been wonderful being here with you. Tomorrow night, we have some more clips to play and some more things to say. So make sure that you're on early tomorrow night. For those of you out there in St. George Northeast, remember that meeting is taking place at 6:30 tomorrow. That's going to be at the Willis Community Center. So the Honorable Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell will be there, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, the Honorable Peter David, and of course our good brother Nimrod Oliver. They will be there to speak to you on various issues and to listen to you as well in relation to the issues that are directly affecting each and every one of you. All right, so my name is Sheldon Scott. I'm out of here. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. I am out.
Some wouldn't like it, but I just got to sing my song. Is the wisdom and the knowledge that Jaja give to I man. Sometimes I just sit down and study how a poor man does be so unlucky. Sometimes I just sit down and wonder how a poor man does have to suffer. So anything you do right as a poor man, they'll say you wrong. Anything you do right as a poor man, they'll say you wrong. Living with the high cost of living, hear what some people doing. The rich man balling out mother, while is the poor that feeling the pressure. Anything you do right as a poor man, they'll say you wrong. And no matter what you do as a poor man, they'll say you wrong. Man will go to the forest and buy some land. When time to walk it, the bong to call the poor man. It's the poor man who take the struggle. Sometimes he could end up in trouble. As soon as he get old and feeble, the rich man say, boy, you are able. So no matter what you do as a poor man, they'll say you're wrong. And anything you do right as a poor man, they'll say you're wrong. Living with the high cost of living, hear what some people doing. The rich man balling one manner, but it's the poor that feeling the pressure. Any right thing you do as a poor man, they'll say you're wrong. And no matter what you do as a poor man, they'll say you're wrong. A poor man does work so hard for his daily bread. Monday to Friday and he still cannot rest his head. He has his children to educate. He doesn't want them to be no illiterate. He wants to send them